Hello, everyone. My name is Monique Johnson, and I'm really excited to kick off what I call the Student Success Series for the Live Authority course. We have a very special guest today. Her name is Lynn, and I'll let her introduce herself. But this is just the opportunity to showcase the various people who have gone through the Live Authority course and to really share their story as far as why they joined, why they decided to take this journey, and of course the results that they've gotten from going through the course and even just getting one-on-one advice and help from me. So without further ado, welcome, Lynn.
Thank you so much, Monique, and hi, everyone. And just a quick intro from me. I'm Lynn Terry, of course, of clicknews.com. Monique already told you my name. And I've been working online and in business for almost 21 years, which is a little bit shocking. When I celebrated my 20th year in business earlier this year, I was like, wow, how did 2 decades go by? But you know how it is. Time flies when you're on the internet. It's just like 20 years went by. Anyway, it's amazing what I've seen come and go. It's amazing some of the trends that have happened over the last 2 decades and the things that we're moving into now, and it's super exciting stuff. So anyway, I'm really glad to be here, and I'm pretty sure that's all you need to know, really. I have, for those of you who don't know me or aren't familiar with me, I really have a strong reputation for community building, and organic marketing, which is free marketing strategies mostly, and also very well known as a super affiliate.
Awesome. So, Lynn, let's just talk about quickly, where you were before you started the Live Authority course, or just learning about, Facebook Live and live streaming from me. If you could just describe to people like where you were in your business, how you were feeling, things like that, before we continue on and hear more about your awesome results.
Yes, and that's actually an interesting thing because you and I talked about that a little bit when we were in Atlanta, and that's what got me really interested in your course, your Live Authority course, and of course just, live streaming in general. Mm-hmm. So I had tried live streaming before. I had a few different experiences with it. I tried several different things as those trends, came and went or what have you, and was always really frustrated by the technology. I knew there was a little something to it. However, what I was doing was working for me. And I say that, but I had gotten to a point in my business, and I think we all get to this point, at some time or another, where I was just feeling a little bit bored. And I'm not really sure that's even the right word, but I was just kind of going through the motions, doing the same thing I'd always done, and seeing good results, great results, actually. My business is booming. But I just kind of lost the fun in it or something. I don't know what it was. And so when we were talking in Atlanta, and let me just say, for those of you who don't know or weren't there, Monique gave a talk about live streaming and about her method for leveraging live streaming at Exposure and Profit for an event in Atlanta, a conference there. And this was one session I did not want to miss, to the point that my lunch was running late, and she was right after lunch. She had the worst spot possible, like day 2 or day 3, right after lunch. And the interesting thing was, in the worst possible spot for a speaker to have at a conference, everyone was in the room, in their seats, and the only cell phone usage in the entire room was to take screenshots of her slides or to take notes. That was it. I was sitting in the back of the room, and I was amazed at how engaged and excited everyone was about what she was saying, myself included. So like I said, I grabbed lunch to go and was eating it in the back of the room because it was a don't-miss session, in my opinion. And not just because live streaming is very hot right now, and it is, but because Monique has a very interesting and unique method and we'll say system for leveraging live streaming that's different than anything I've seen taught before. So at any rate, so I was, what really got my attention was she said, and she was kind of just saying it in passing, but and it was the one thing that I wrote in big letters on my notes was, she said, you can sell products all day, every day on Facebook Live. And I was like, I'm already selling products all day, every day on the internet, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all over the place. But that really set it apart for me, and that's what really got me excited about it. So you can do so many things. Like you can start a new business. You can get a new business off the ground using live streaming. You can recreate yourself, reinvent your brand. There are so many different things you can do with live streaming. I think that you can't achieve as well any other way. But when she said you can sell products all day, every day on Facebook Live, that's what really got my attention, and it perked me up. There was another angle too that, and let me just backtrack and say one of the reasons I had gotten kind of at a place with my particular business is I was struggling with the response. I had this huge audience. So like I said, I'm really good at audience building. So I'm talking to anywhere from 250,000 to 500,000 people in my niche at once, all day, every day.
Right.
The questions come at me from every angle. And so I had been kind of racking my brain about different ways to handle that. Mm-hmm. There's outsourcing, there's this, there's that, but I really love that personal touch I have with my audience.
Right.
Light was the solution for that. So it was kind of twofold for me. Like a couple of different light bulbs went off, everything went lit up. So I came straight home and put it into practice. And I got excited about business again. I got, I started having a lot of fun with it. The feedback was phenomenal. My audience absolutely loved it. And so it just kind of got me back in a groove again, which I love.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So we can actually say for Super Affiliate, Facebook Live has made you excited about your business again. And so a lot of people might be wondering, like, why? What about it made you get so excited? So if you could share with us, like, if you could literally walk us through the very first time you went live after hearing my advice and just, the journey, how you felt and the results you got from it.
That's a really good question. One I've kind of pondered a few times myself because I think it was, number one, when the light bulbs went off. And a lot of times we get in ruts or we get in patterns of doing the same thing or doing things the same way in our business or what have you. But then there are things that, like there's growing pains, which can be very painful. And there's, just spells when we're just not as enthused or what have you. So a new idea, fresh idea is always kind of a good thing, like to just kind of jerk you out of that fog and get you thinking another direction. So that's step one. And that's the reason you don't necessarily want to work in a vacuum. You really kind of want to pay attention to people and things and go to conferences and, be involved in groups where people are really taking action and doing things so that you can kind of, get some of these fun ideas. And you'll come up with ideas of your own, not just their ideas, but how you want to apply it. Because what Monique was teaching was really a very specific strategy for launching products or doing product launches using Facebook Live. But I took that idea and applied it to my business as a super affiliate. Mm-hmm. And so it's not even necessarily the exact thing, but it's just about being in those places where you're going to pick up those things. Anyway, so to say how it affected me, there were a couple of different things. Number one, it was the something new. It was kind of a missing piece that I thought this is the perfect addition to my business right now. And there are a few different reasons, not just because of where my business was, but because of where live streaming is on the trend scale right now. Right. And it's huge. It's powerful. And if you're not leveraging it, you're really missing out on a ton of traffic, a ton of sales, a ton of everything. And so the other thing, though, was the results. And let's just be honest, results get us all excited. So it's going to be, whether it's the vanity numbers, like, clicks and views and amount of traffic and all that kind of stuff, or the real numbers that really count, which is conversions and sales and profit. And dollar signs are the bottom line, plain and simple. We're all in business here, unless, you're doing a hobby online, which is fine too. Right. And in which case the vanity numbers are fun. But for me, it was the bottom line, the results. And I saw more results faster and easier than anything else I had done. And saying that is kind of a big thing because I get great results. And so the results got me really excited. I was like, whoa. And the third thing is that really got me pumped up was the response from my audience. They absolutely love it. They love having that personal interaction. They love seeing me live, seeing me animated. They see tons of, photos, or they see my plate of food a lot, or what have you. But it has really solidified my connection with my audience, which to me is one of the most important assets I have in my business. I've always said, if you can build an audience, you can monetize it, period. I don't care what your topic is. There are people who are all about pick a niche, narrow it down, tighten it up, do this research. It has to be profitable. Here's all the things that you do. And maybe 10 years ago, that was really true. But at this point, if you can get a big enough group of people together and you know your demographics, basically, if you can build an audience, you can monetize it. That's the bottom line. And anyway, my audience is my most valuable asset. And it is for anyone. Otherwise, you're going to have to leverage someone else's audience, which is always great too. That's why you recruit affiliates, and that's why you have JV partners and do all these other fun things we do in our business. So, and you can leverage someone else's audience to build yours. There's all kinds of things there, but it is my biggest asset. And so, finding a fresh, new, fun way to serve that audience that they absolutely love, and that also equals conversions and boosts my business and increases my traffic and across the board has grown my business is a good thing. And all those things. So ask me again, why am I excited about my business again? I'm having fun because I'm having fun.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So let's get into numbers, if you don't mind sharing. The very first, as we all know, Lynn has described to us that she is a super affiliate. And a lot of times, I feel like another misconception when it comes to Facebook Live or selling on Facebook Live, we're only talking about digital products. Now, Lynn is a super affiliate for various offline companies that send her physical products. So the very first one that she did had to do with a physical product. So Lynn, do you mind sharing with us like what that was like?
Yeah, sure. And it's a really interesting thing, doing affiliate marketing in my niche specifically, because it can be a hard niche to monetize. And for other people who have a niche that they think, oh, this is hard to monetize, or how would I monetize this? I share a lot of great live examples of that. And one of the things, the very first thing that I promoted on Facebook Live was one of the monthly subscription boxes. And no matter what market you're in, what niche you're in, they make one for your niche. They make them for gardening. They make them for photographers. They make them for everything, basically, like HelloFresh, which is really popular as, kind of a healthy meal subscription service. And so, but they make them for practically every niche, and they're so much fun. So this is my first Facebook Live promotion. And the interesting thing about working with physical products and being a super affiliate, let me just say, combined, is that a lot of times my merchants will ask me, or some of my merchants are starting to ask me for a 2-week lead time, before I'll do a promotion. So we specifically coordinate which product I'm going to review, when I'm going to review it, because I tend to sell out. I'm a sellout. I tend to sell out the product off the shelves. And when it's a physical product, inventory can be an issue. And so coordinating in situations like that is good, because once a product sells out, I stop making commission, they're losing sales, so that's an issue. And that's a good problem to have. That's when you're a super affiliate. Anyway, so this particular first run that I did with Facebook Live was with a product I've been promoting for over a year. So I was familiar with it, my audience was familiar with it, and it was just, for me, I'd always done really good promotions with it, from blog posts to social media to email. But this was kind of a next step. And since it was a product I'd already promoted in all the different ways, I was really able to test more fairly with this product, because I had been promoting it for a year. And so it wasn't something totally new or different or what have you, with where the results might be skewed. Anyway, it is a physical product, and there was a limited quantity. And so, that made it interesting as far as tracking the results, because there's no telling how many I would have sold if there were unlimited quantity of this one very particular product. Being a monthly subscription box, they ran out of that month, pretty quick, and that was the September box. And so that was 2 months ago, less than, maybe 6 months ago. Anyway, so my results were amazing. People really loved being able to ask me questions. Number one, again, going back, serving my audience. So I, right off the bat, as soon as I got done listening to Monique talk about, live streaming, I, right off the bat, did product reviews. So, so I did a Facebook Live, I did an Instagram Live, and repurposed those into permanent videos and the permanent content, put them on my blog and send them out to my email list and things like that. And but the great thing is people were able to ask me questions in a format they felt more comfortable with.
Okay.
And let's say, sending me an email or sending me a private message or commenting on my blog. A lot of people are in their comfort zone. Like some people live on Facebook. Some people live on Instagram. Some people don't cross that line. Some people are, or don't hop from app to app. They're just on their phone or whatever, and they're not going to take the trouble to, log in or fill out the forms to leave a comment on a blog. They're just going to read other people's comments and try to make a decision.
Right.
But if you're right there having a conversation, it's kind of like they ran into you at Starbucks, and they were like, "Hey, by the way, so about that, is there a contract or blah, 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 what does it really cost? Things that they wouldn't necessarily ask in other ways." I just found that people were much more open to the conversational style. That's the great thing about live streaming and being able to do product Q&As. Whether it's with your own product, and you want to kind of give a live demo. That's another thing that I did with another merchant recently was I did a live demo of their product because it was kind of like I thought to myself when they were going to send it to me to review, I'm like, what would you use that for? How do you use that? And it was so cool. So I was like, you guys have to see this is how it works. This is so neat. And I did a live demo on, on live streaming. And so that really helped people see how the product is used and the results of the product. Oh, I lost you for a second. Anyway, so it's really important, I think, to help people make a buying decision. So if you're in the middle of a product launch, or if you are an affiliate for a product, or you have your own product and you're re-releasing it, or you're doing a fire sale, being able to do live demos, being able to talk about results, being able to do Q&A about the product, live streaming is just the way to go with that. Anyway, what was the question? What we were talking about was my first experience. So that was with the Keto Crate box.
Right.
And I sold it out. So I actually don't remember now the numbers off the top of my head, but it was the biggest affiliate check I'd ever gotten from them. And their note with their payment that time was, "Wow, what an amazing week." It was literally in a 1 week span. It wasn't a month's worth of commissions. It was like a 1 week span. And I was limited on how much I could earn on that promotion because it was a physical product with, a limited inventory. So I continued on from there and found that my audience really loved it. They've always loved my product reviews. And that's a tip that I just kind of want to pass along to you is you want to always be having product discussions with your audience, no matter what niche you're in, whatever the case. So let's say that you are in the digital information space and, it's all about, marketing and technology, like what I do on Click News. There are still things that you use, like which laptop do you use and why? People are always asking me about my MacBook case or my waterproof phone cases that I use and all the ways that I take photos. Like I do these hiking adventures and I take these photos. And they're like, "What do you have, like a photographer following you around?" I'm like, "No, I'm totally what." So I, like all the different things and the equipment that you use to make that happen, or if you're, into doing videos, your video equipment. I mean, there's all kinds of products associated. Anyway, so I continued on and tested this out with other merchants, and I think one of my favorite recent emails, because I get a lot of emails. My audience is very happy, and they make me cry with all these like amazing words. You helped me so much, blah blah blah. But from my merchants, I worked with an advertiser recently, a brand who really wanted some exposure. They were real hesitant to work with an influencer or a blogger or an affiliate, through an affiliate relationship. And so we coordinated, we negotiated, and they were just real hesitant about it. And I was like, "We're going to knock this out of the park. It's going to be good." And their response was, we were humbled by the volume of sales that you drove.
Wow.
And yeah, so I thought, that kind of just gives me chills. I'm like, I made them happy. I made my audience happy. And if you're an affiliate marketer, that should be your mission every day. I wake up every day and I'm like, how can I best serve my audience? And the next second I'm asking, how can I best serve my merchants and brands? Mm-hmm. And, or, the companies I want to work with or what have you. And, when you can find that happy medium between the two, well, you sell out.
I love it. I love it. And so real quick, I think a lot of people get caught up as to whether to go live on your Facebook profile, your group, or more specifically the fan page, right? So we briefly talked about like vanity, but I remember, if I recall, like Lynn, you were saying that your fan page was pretty much, at least one of them was pretty much dead, right? You kind of neglected it some. But what happened when you started going live? If you could like just share with us how impactful going live has kind of like brought back your fan page.
Yeah, that was an interesting test because I thought that thing was like dead, like swept under the rug, dead. And come on, we all have one. We all have something we've neglected, whether it be a Twitter account or Facebook fan page or Facebook group, and it's just really sad.
Right.
And so, yeah, I thought was actually my first thought. And so because I am in the same group as far as with Click News, I had neglected my Facebook page, which is at facebook.com/LynnTerryBiz. And I really had neglected it. If I posted anything, I might post it on my profile, but I had kind of let the page die down, so my engagement was way low. Now, my niche Facebook page, never. That thing is hopping. It is amazing. So what's the difference? Because a lot of people say, oh, fan pages are dead. But here's the thing. I have two. One of them is dead to the point that I had to dust it off and see if so I was breathing even. And the other one is hopping. The difference between the two is not a Facebook problem. The difference between the two is it's where you show up. And so there goes, the profile versus page. Now, I actually have stopped using my personal profile very much at all, to the point when I post something and I have 5,000 friends, I get hardly any response, where it used to be really hopping. Why is that? Because I'm putting all of my time and energy into my niche page. So if I have a cool new photo of myself, it goes on my page. Mm-hmm. And I might tag myself in it, so it shows up on my profile. But it's where I show up. That's where the activity is. That's where things are happening.
Right.
So if you have trained people to find you at your personal profile, number one, that's a mistake for business owners because you're not supposed to. According to Facebook, you're not supposed to use your profile for business. Number two, you can't do anything with it. You have no analytics, you have no insights, you have no, have no way to boost the post or to do Facebook advertising or use any of the amazing tools like embedding that post. So if I go live on my Facebook page, then I can embed that live video into a blog post. And it also, it becomes part of the static navigation of my Facebook page. You have your whole video section and stuff. So the way it's laid out is just, it's made for that. Anyway, so then you can embed the post, you can link to the post publicly. If you link to something on your personal profile, even if it's set to public, not everyone can view it if they're not logged into Facebook, because Facebook will do these kind of like stop screens or whatever. Mm-hmm. Both, like especially on the mobile, and just Facebook is quirky sometimes. Page public is public, and then there's searches and there are all kinds of reasons, but the main thing is all the tools you can use, and you need to stop showing up on your profile. You really need to start showing up on your page, and it doesn't take much to make that switch, to make that move and to get things really booming. So you asked me about my experience with that. So yes, I did go live on my dead page. Now, how many people were viewing? 2, maybe 1, 0. There were, it kind of fluctuated. But then afterward, kind of the numbers keep growing because people are like, oh, she went live, or oh, she was live, or whatever. And then somebody else comments on it, and it just keeps going back in the feed. And it had that page, which was totally dead. And then all of a sudden I have like 2.6 thousand views, ultimately like over the course of 3 or 4 or 5 days, not while I was actually going live. So if you're going live on a dead Facebook page and absolutely nobody is watching, so what? Get it in your mindset, like I'm going old fashioned and I'm recording a video, and then nobody's watching you when you're recording it, which is awesome because they can edit. But then, I used to have a video blog, and I was always recording by myself anyway. Nobody was watching live. Then I would upload it to YouTube and, and then put it on my blog or whatever. And so get in that mindset. I'm just recording a video. People are going to watch it later. And if somebody does, tune in, that's all great and good. But I have to get in that mindset. Even on my Hoppin' Facebook page, my niche Facebook page, I can have like 3 to 5 people watching. And then it turns into 3 to 5,000 watched it. Yeah, so my advice is people are going to show up where you show up. Yes. So show up where you want people to go. They'll follow you there. Now, another thing is you can post on your profile and retrain people. You can post on your profile and say, hey, I'm going live on my page, and this is what we're going to talk about. You can share things. You can tag yourself, all kinds of fun, cool stuff. But train people to find you there and to watch you there. Then after you go live, you can share that post in your profile. You can embed it in your blog. You can email it to your list. There's so many ways to repurpose that content. And that's one of the things I think for me, because I'm big on evergreen content. So live streaming seems like, like Snapchat. It's like gone. I'm like, where did it go? I don't understand Snapchat. Don't get me started. But my daughter, of course, is big in Snapchat. So if she does this Snapchat of me, right? I'm like, let me see it. She goes, it's already gone. I'm like, what is up with that? Why would you do that? I don't understand. And so I'm real big into evergreen content. If I'm going to spend any amount of time doing anything, and I'm going to invest my time into something, then it needs to work for me long term. And that's exactly how I'm using live streaming. And so I forgot what my point was. Oh, so going live on your page, it doesn't matter if one person's viewing or 0 people are viewing. You're in it for the long game.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Now, one of the streams that you did, Lynn, was, and what I thought this was great, and I figured this is a great opportunity to share with people, because I feel like quite a few people get caught up as to where should I stream, or what content topics and things like that. You actually took the initiative to go live in a restaurant, correct? And pretty much, do you remember that? Okay, good. Because you're looking to the side, so I'm like, I hope she remembers. But I thought that was very, very smart, especially as someone who possibly want to work with companies and things, like being able to go live in the physical location. So what was your mindset or thoughts about, utilizing Facebook Live to do something like that?
Well, my thought process went something like this. I was having such great results, and I was having so much fun doing Facebook Live. Yeah. That anytime I happened to be showered and had Wi-Fi, it was an opportunity to go live. And so I just was coming up with creative ideas, creative reasons or ways or whatever. So yes, I was actually had a business meeting, lunch and with a business friend, and this place happened to have Wi-Fi. I'm like, awesome. Of course, I'm eating there, and I have a low-carb food blog. And it was Mediterranean Grill, Taziki's Mediterranean Grill. And it was a nice, cool little hip place in downtown Chattanooga, but I'm like, how in the world am I going to low-carb here? And that's my angle. So when my lunch was over, I just went out on the patio, so I had some good natural light, I had some good, city traffic and a restaurant in the background. I had the menu with me. And that's what I did. I talked about, how do you eat low carb here? And so, just kind of went through the menu with them or what have you. And if I were alone, I would have, gone over, my plate. I would have ordered live. I would have kind of been live through the whole process, but I wasn't. So you just kind of have to get creative with your angles. And again, asking yourself, how can I best serve my audience? What problems do they have? And I happen to know, one of the big problems my audience has is, how do you order low carb from random weird places like a Mediterranean Grill? And but that was a lot of fun, and I think that it's one thing, like whether I'm in my home office or in my living room or sitting here in my dining room, which is where I commonly do my Facebook Lives because I'm talking about food. And anyway, I think it's really good to mix it up, getting outdoors and things like that. Now, I go live from my little MacBook, so I either need to have Wi-Fi where I am, or I need to have good enough boost from going hotspot on my mobile, which is not always that great. And so I really specifically look for spots and places that have Wi-Fi. One of the great things about downtown Chattanooga, for example, is they're a very tech-oriented community, and the entire downtown area has free Wi-Fi. So that's one of the places I can go if I want to do like an outdoor background, down by the river or, a city street type thing or what have you. So just always looking for those opportunities and options. Obviously, you can go live from your mobile device too, so it's pretty much wide open, right? Mm-hmm. But as far as, what was my thinking on that, it was just, I was just like wanting to go live anywhere and everywhere. And my audience loved that one. They're like, that was so helpful, as far as, what to eat, where, this and that. And I love doing Instagram Live too. Okay. It's, kind of a completely different experience, but the whole live streaming thing, I'm taking it pretty much, to every audience that I have. And so, they love it as well. And it's an interesting thing, the shift between Facebook Live and Instagram Live, in terms of how that works or whatever, because you only have like 24 hours on Instagram, whereas Facebook's evergreen content. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times I'll just repeat it on Instagram. Wow. I go live on Facebook. When the great thing about that is I'll get so many questions and so much feedback from my Facebook Live, especially, now that I've got them trained and they really enjoy it, so they definitely want to tune in. That conversation, when I go over and take it to Instagram Live, I have a little bit more context to add to whatever I was saying originally in the first place, because you have all this feedback and questions, and you can kind of integrate that into what you're going to say the next time you go live. So you were asking, like, between groups and pages. I'll do that between my groups and pages sometimes too. I'll go live in my group where I know I'm going to get more interaction than on my page, and then I'll take all of those additional questions or what have you and kind of repurpose that and then go live on my page and do kind of a Q&A that includes those questions or the discussions that came up in my group.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm glad you share that with us because, again, people do get caught up in the vanity of numbers, and if only you guys could see, like we had Lynn actually come on as an expert a couple times during the actual Live Authority course, showing her results and things, and we've done like case studies and collaborations of that sort. So Lynn, I have a question for you because I know you've been in business for a very, very long time. I can't even remember off the top of my head, online.
Almost 21 years.
Say that again, I'm sorry?
Almost 21 years.
21 years, okay? So you could say you've seen it all. You've seen it all. And so I want to ask you, based on using this medium, using this platform, and utilizing the strategies that you learned from me in the course, have you gotten results as fast as this before? Or do you think this is a medium that's worth investing in based on the fact that you've done it all and the results that you've been able to get pretty much like overnight, like instantly?
That's an important thing. That's a great point. Because trends come and go. There have been hot trends over the last 2 decades that, like I look back and I think if I had known then what I know now, right, I would not have slept during that trend. I would have just like capitalized on that nonstop. I will say that right now, Facebook Live and Instagram Live both are something that you absolutely want to get in on and leverage now. And the reason is because of the results. But number two, not only are people loving it and you're getting good results from it, but Facebook, who owns Instagram, so when I say Facebook and Instagram, it's kind of like, Larry. It's just, anyway, they're two totally different things, but yet it's, kind of the same company. And so anyway, the point I want to make, though, is that they are actively, aggressively promoting live video. And that means that all you have to do is show up. All you have to do is show up and do a Facebook Live and do an Instagram Live. And they are going to try to aggressively push that in front of as many people as they possibly can. So their objective is to get the live video, really off the ground, which they've done a good job with. But if you notice, it follows you all over the place. It notifies you all the time. So-and-so went live. So-and-so went live. I get notifications on my phone. I'm like, I don't even know that person. Why am I getting this notification?
Right.
I can't pronounce that username. And that's how aggressively Facebook and Instagram are pushing live video right now. So again, all you have to do is show up and do it. They're doing the marketing for you. And when you can get Facebook to market you and market your content and your brand, when you can get Instagram behind you, pushing you in front of other people, why would you not leverage that?
Boom. I love that. Why would you not leverage that? Exactly.
Give me a good reason. Give me excuse.
And I love that. And then another thing I want to cover is that the lengths of your live streams. I feel like, in which I teach this in my course, the longer you go, the better it is. I feel like a lot of people, because they're very shy on being on camera, so they're like, okay, let's do this and get it over with. And they're only on live for like 10 minutes. But let people know, Lynn, like, you've been able to go on live for a long time, and people either stick with you or you see new people hopping on. So, and then like the engagement and the comments. So would you mind describing to us, like, generally how long you've been going live, and as a result, you've been able to get these results?
Yes, I discovered very quickly that Instagram will cut you off after an hour. Because once I get on a roll, good luck stopping me. And especially when it's a Q&A and people are asking great questions, and we get into this great conversation or what have you. And so, anyway, you're limited to 1 hour on Instagram. I think, if I'm correct, you're limited to 4 hours on Facebook.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So anyway, I do a minimum of 15 or 20 minutes. And sometimes what I have to say is not 20 minutes worth of content. So I, get conversational about it, add in live examples, kind of weave a story into it. I make it 20 minutes. And number one, that's a substantial piece of content. Like it's a blog post, but it's 20 minutes. And anyway, so what I found is the longer I'm live, the more people watch it live. They'll come in, because the longer you're live, the longer it's in the Facebook stream, the content stream, the more opportunity Facebook has to put it in front of people. The more people who come online and offline and have the opportunity to know you went live or see the notification from Facebook, hey, Low Carb Traveler just went live, or whatever, and give them some time to get online or get somewhere where they can watch it or what have you. And, but anyway, several of my Facebook live streams have been right at about an hour. And I find that's a lot of fun because I can pack in tons of content. Now, who's going to watch a 1 hour video? Somebody who wants to know what I have to say.
That's right.
Yeah, but then you can also repurpose that content. So you can take pieces and parts of that content. You can repurpose the Q&A. You can make a PDF download file. If you don't have time to watch this video, if you don't have a free hour, or if you don't have the data left on your phone or whatever, because my audience is all mobile. Here's the PDF, and you can make an opt-in. There's so much you can do from that content. But I find that people really love and appreciate that I will sit and spend that time with them. And let's be honest, my last blog post took me 4 hours to write. Right. Mind you, I also did a load of laundry and got up and made breakfast and photographed my breakfast, shared my breakfast on Instagram, and answered some questions and put it on Facebook. But literally, my last blog post took me 4 hours to write. Wow. Which is ridiculous. Right. Which, that happens. But for me, again, it's permanent content, so it's well worth the time invested.
Right.
And it was monetized content, so it was definitely worth the time invested.
Right.
However, so for me to go live for an hour is really not that big a deal because I can provide more content in an hour going live, especially answering questions, topics I wouldn't have thought of, for example. Or even if I'm on a topic and they ask questions, I'm like, wow, that's a whole great blog post in itself. And so from there, there's just so much spin-off content. Other social media updates. I can do like quote graphics, from a tip that I shared on that and point back to the video. Like it just goes on and on and on and on, which is out of one of my favorite Brothers songs, but it's irrelevant.
Yes, I love that. And so, based on your results, Lynn, because I believe the very first time actually when you went live, you at that time when you first announced it, you made 7,000, and of course, you're still making sales on some of the stuff that you did, which is amazing, right? And so, what I would like to pretty much just ask you, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. If anybody were to watch this from the beginning, even from the end, will you continue to use Facebook Live, and do you feel it's very, very important and a great, pretty much tool and source of income for you based on how you've gone through the program and also utilizing Facebook Live?
Are you kidding me? I'm just sitting here trying to add up in my head because I wasn't smart enough to pull the numbers together before I came in here with you. Okay. But I'm an affiliate, because I've been testing this as an affiliate, so I'm going to go on to that in a minute. But as an affiliate, just testing this out because, Monique said, you can sell products all day, every day on Facebook. And I'm like, I don't have my products ready. That's probably what a lot of you said. She is going to help you with that. That is what Live Authority is all about. She has this whole system for helping you with that. So anyway, I didn't have my products ready, but I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for the course to finish. Right. I was so excited, like I said, just from our discussions about it and implementing what I was already doing, with this model. So since we met and talked in early September, was it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the last 2 months, I have sold over $40,000 worth of product for my merchant as an affiliate, and that I get commission on. Wow. You didn't even share that to me. Wow, that's amazing. That is freaking amazing. I'm trying to think if I'm telling you right. So it would be 28, 38. Yes. No, I've sold over $40,000 in product, and that's, in sales. Right. And then I get commission on that. And that's just in the last couple of months. And that doesn't include everything. That's just 3 merchants I've worked with off the top of my head. Right. And so I'd have to sit down and actually do the numbers. But in addition to that, because of those numbers and because of the increased engagement, because of the increased conversions, because of the increased reach, and let me just tell you what Facebook Live will do for you is reach and revenue. So like I said, Facebook promotes you for you, and it converts better. Facebook Live converts better than other mediums. And when you take those 2 things into consideration, the fact that it'll increase your reach and revenue, I'm now making much bigger pitches. I've more than tripled my advertising rates, my rates in general. I'm making huge pitches. I'm closing $20,000 in sales with brands and advertisers as we speak at the moment. And this is all based on the increased reach and revenue I've experienced from selling over $40,000 in product. Now, I will, as a disclosure or disclaimer here, say that I didn't stop doing all my other methods that were already converting well. So I continue to do my blog posts. I continue to do my product reviews. I continue to do my social updates and my, image updates and all the other stuff as well. But the Facebook Live has been great because in my regular updates, let's say, for example, I post a picture of a product that I'm promoting or recommending, and people have questions about it. I take the recording of my Facebook Live or the link to it and pop it in the comments to answer their questions. So that those Q&As and the product demos and all of the work that I already did doing Facebook Lives, I keep using that, and it keeps increasing my conversions. So I'm still doing everything else. I'm still blogging. I'm still writing product reviews. I'm still emailing my list. I'm still doing social updates. This, in addition to that, though, has really increased my reach and revenue. So am I going to continue using it for that? Yes. But in addition to that, I am also taking Monique's course and advice in her course on specifically how to launch products or how to, set up your whole funnel or how to position your business, because she doesn't just teach live streaming. She teaches the whole method of using live streaming to build your business, which is different. So everything else I have ever tried to study or read before and ended up with, technical troubles or not really getting it or whatever, was because they were just teaching the technology of live streaming, or they were just teaching this platform or that platform. Monique has a system. The system is what got me excited. So that's my next step that the actual course has had, because all of these results I bring with you were prior to taking Monique's course. These results were based on spending an hour watching her presentation, which I wish everyone could have seen, because it got me that excited that I got those results before the course ever even started, and I continue to have these results. Now that I've seen your system, your methods, and you have this entire thing laid out so perfectly, that's my next step with live streaming, is implementing that system in my business. Now you've gotten me fired up again, phase 2. And you got me excited. You got me excited in Atlanta when you were speaking about this. You got me excited as an affiliate marketer. Phase 2, I took your Live Authority course and paid full price for it. You should all know that. Monique and I are friends. We hang out. We go dancing. We eat together. I still paid full price for it because I knew I had already made more than the course cost just testing it out because I didn't believe it. So I was like, reinvest, because I want to know everything. This is going to be huge. When I realized Facebook would promote me, I mean, you know how hard that is. Mm-hmm. Oh, and did I mention that since I started live streaming, or since I started doing Facebook Live and Instagram Live, I have been on TV?
No, you didn't say that. Yes, please share with us. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the GCTV morning show. I had a 30-minute segment on the morning show, which had great reach, which was awesome and a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So I got invited to be on TV. I've been invited to be involved in a huge summit. So I've gotten several interviews, lots of PR, closing some big deals. Like it just keeps snowballing. People like that when they can see you and they can see your results, and it shows right there, the engagement or what have you. Anyway, so the next step for me is actually implementing what you taught in the course. And so that's what I'm in the process of right now. And so I got fired up for the second time. First time was as an affiliate, implementing what you were teaching into what I was already doing, integrating it into what I was already doing that was working. The next step for me is implementing what you actually taught in the Live Authority course. And I have gotten this, this whole whiteboard out, which is basically titled Recreate and Reinvent Yourself. Because I see this, what you taught, your program, your system is an opportunity for me to take my business to the next level. So, if you're not quite a 6-figure earner, you could easily use this to, leverage this to get yourself to the 7-figure, earner phase or whatever. I'm saying to you, this is huge. After almost 21 years in business, I'm saying to you, this is huge. And so, yes, I got more light bulbs went off taking your course, mm-hmm. especially after seeing the results, just integrating it to what I was already doing. But using the system that you have provided is going to take my business to a whole new level, in addition to continuing to do what's already worked for me before. So the course itself, I just want to say kudos to you, for bringing a system to live streaming, so that it's not just about, hey, you can go live and sell products all day, every day, which was great. That was great. That was the only thing that I even, that just took over my brain.
Right.
The rest of it is brilliant. And what most people are not teaching is how to leverage it. That's what Monique teaches. She teaches you the program, the system, the steps. Do this, do that, set it up like this, and this is how it works. So if you have no traction, if you're getting no traffic, if you can't seem to build your list to save your life, if you're frustrated with internet marketing, this is what you need to be doing. This is going to get results. And, but like I said, I think that was the most impressive thing for me, because I've studied this stuff before. I've tried this stuff before with very frustrating, dismal results. And that's what I love about Monique's Live Authority, is that she has not just, here's how you go live and all the different technology about it, and how you use this and how you use that. And here's the programs, your software. She actually has this this is what I saw in Atlanta that was like mind blowing. She has this whole like, she has it mapped out in a way that I blew my mind. I was like, I can't process that right now. But in her actual Live Authority class, she goes through it step by step, and it made perfect sense. So you got me excited all over again. I'm ready for phase 2, the next phase of my business. I am all over this whiteboard. I am like super excited about my business. I almost didn't show up here because I was like, I don't have time to take a shower and go talk to Monique because I want to be working on this stuff. So that's how excited I am. And to have that fire again and to have that excitement again, even for, part of my business that I've neglected and let the fan page die and kind of, let the list die a little bit or whatever, I have figured out how to use your system to bring it all back to life and totally recreate that into something more powerful and bigger and better and more exciting than it's ever been before.
Wow. Thank you so much, Lynn. I mean, I'm so glad, because the main reason why I decided to do this, and I don't even think we shared this, I decided to offer this course on a whim, okay? So I spoke at this event, and I said, you know what, I really need to put a course together, and I know this is truly going to help people because I've already started utilizing it before for my higher end or higher paying clients. And I was like, I want more people, I want more reach, I want to help more. And so I'm very, very thankful that you decided to join on the journey, give this a chance. Like you said, you've been in business for 21 years, and I'm so glad it got you excited about your business again and having fun and all that other great stuff. And so also, Lynn has actually provided some great materials and articles over on her website. If you head on over to click news, ClickNewz.com, you'll see how she's broken down actually her initial live streams when she was just testing things out. And she was just so appalled, and I was appalled at how much she has been able to do in such a short period of time. And so I just want to say thank you so much, Lynn, for coming on and sharing with us your experience going through the Live Authority course and just even opening your eyes up to the possibilities of what Facebook Live can offer.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm so happy to share my experience because I really think that, more people should take advantage of this opportunity and leverage this opportunity. And I just want to say that you're worth every penny.
Oh, thank you.
Number one. But I want to say to people who are on the fence about taking the Live Authority course, this is an investment you will look back on and be like, wow, that was like a drop in the bucket. And I'll tell a funny story. So, number one, when we were in Atlanta and as you got finished with your presentation, and you kind of said, I think I might teach this as a course, maybe. And I almost couldn't wait till you finished, but it would have been rude, so I did, to come up front and say, can I be your affiliate? Yes, you're going to launch this course because I need to learn all this stuff, and can I be your affiliate? Pardon me. So anyway, the point that I wanted to make, so I'm a super affiliate. You know that. and of course my merchants know that. But if you backtrack 2003, I had always done affiliate marketing. Back in the 90s, I did affiliate marketing before it was even called that. It was always this passive income stream I had in my business. So it was 14, 15 years ago, I switched my whole business model to become a super affiliate. And I spent $50. It was like $49.95 or $47 or whatever for an ebook. And to me, that was like ridiculous. And this was back in 2003 when, I guess it was kind of normal to spend that kind of money on an ebook, $50, $100, whatever. But to me, that seemed kind of ridiculous. Like, I'm literally going to pay $50 for a download on the internet. And but a friend that I really respected recommended it, and I'm like, I'm going to go for it. But if I spend $50, which is like groceries at my house, if I spend $50 on this download, I'm going to make my money back on it within a week. Mm-hmm. That was just, because it was $50, right? Do you want to know which ebook that was?
What?
The Super Affiliate Handbook.
Really? Wow, okay.
I think back on that now and laugh so much because I hesitated to spend $50.
Right.
Fast forward 10 years, 15 years, the amount of money I've made as an affiliate is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And so and that was, of course, like I said, 15 years ago. And so now I still have the same mindset when I make an investment, though. And that's what it is. It is never an expense for me. If I'm going to have an expense, I really don't have expenses anymore. Like, I leverage everything, make it an investment. Mm-hmm. But so I knew when I decided to invest in the Live Authority course that it was going to be, again, a drop in the bucket. So I knew I would look back on it and say, that was the best money I spent in a while. And it was. So that's the one thing I want to encourage you to do. I want to encourage you to take the course and pay attention to Monique. Watch what she's doing, how she's doing it. But specifically the course material and the strategy, the plan, the techniques, that kind of thing. If you implement that in your business, you can make the money back that you spent on that course while you're still taking the course.
Yes.
Implement as you go while you're taking the course. And she has it set up in a way that makes it very easy to do that. It's very hands-on. You learn it, you implement it. So you have it done, by the time you get to the end of the course. So unlike a lot of, learning or training or whatever you might invest in, you are not on your own with this, which I love. And that's going to be my biggest tip to you is make it the awesome investment it is. Implement as you go. And be prepared to just, make your money back on it, like, in short time. And that's always, been my thing with that ever since I said $50 for an ebook. That's so funny to me now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I remember at one point it was like, I refused to spend over, like, I don't know, $20 for an ebook. So that's amazing. And thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, like you said, you've made it over and over. And I remember you even said that with, initially when you were taking this course, like, I'm going to make this money back. And you sure as heck did. So based on your results, selling, over $40,000 worth of revenue of stuff. And then also, you actually signed up as an affiliate for this program. So I thank you for that, of course. And yes. So
as a super affiliate, like, I'm extremely picky.
Right.
I know a good thing when I see it. So that was the first thing. She wasn't even planning on having an affiliate program. I said, oh, yeah, I want to be your affiliate. That's how good it is. And I'm extremely picky. Like, I turn stuff down all the time.
Right.
But I just want to say that it's a business changer. I'm not going to use that, trendy term. It's a game changer, because this is not a game. This is a business changer. And this is one of those things where if you are, kind of struggling to get over the hump, struggling to get to the next level, struggling to get off the ground even, this is really what you need to be doing. Because, again, like I said, what's it worth to you to get Facebook and Instagram to promote your brand, to promote your content, to promote you and your products? And that's exactly what they're going to do. And learning how to leverage that.
Yes.
It's not just learning how to use it, but learning how to leverage it is what Monique is going to teach you.
Well, thank you so much, Lynn. I greatly appreciate it. And for those guys who are watching this, Live Authority is definitely a program that I feel there's nothing out there like this. This isn't, and I just want to be transparent up front with you all, it's not all about, what makeup or clothes to wear. This is really hands down strategy, and strategy that you can actually start utilizing in your business instantly. It's a full-out system, and as Lynn has said this word several times, the whole system, the backbone of it, all centers around leveraging. And that's very, very important. In fact, I feel like that's starting to become a trendy word, but it's the truth. And so, again, thank you so much, Lynn, for taking out the time, for being a part of the program. And I just look forward to seeing more and more results. You got to definitely keep me posted as you continue to do this. And of course, once you get to phase 2 of taking your business to the next level.
I am so excited, and let me just say thank you. It was the least I could do out of appreciation, because I'm on a roll I wouldn't have been on otherwise, honestly. And I'm having a blast, and the results are amazing. And like I said, what's coming out of the gate next with my business has me just on fire. You know, like I go to bed at night and I'm like, do I even really want to sleep? Because I'm so excited about this right now.
Right.
And so I just want to say thank you for putting yourself out there forward with this and teach your strategy, because what you've been doing for your clients is absolutely amazing, and making that available to more people is awesome. So so thanks, for that. And thanks. The course, I was blown away. I was not expecting it to be as much about strategy and as much about the actual platform and systems and how to put it all together and step by step and stuff like that. So that, I just want to say, was brilliant and very, very well done. It's an amazing course.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. So again, I'm very, very honored to have the amazing Lynn Terry on with us. She's one of the star pupils of the Life Authority course, and there's so many of us out there. Basically, I have quite a few lined up, and so I'm really looking forward to sharing other stories with people and letting people know that Facebook Live is not a game, as Lynn has expressed to us, and we will talk to you soon.